Is there something wrong with some Nigerians mentally? So I'm going to be doing a Q&A sections on questions non-Nigerians have for Nigerians living in Nigeria. Let's get to fun questions. The first one. The first one. I'm not even gone far. I'm still in the first question and I'm already laughing. Is there something wrong with some Nigerians mentally? When I first saw this question, I did not know how to take it. Like, should I take it like a serious question or should I take it like an insult? Okay. For the sake of fun, let's take it as both. Serious question. Is there something wrong mentally with Nigerians? I would say yes. I believe that if you're going to have like a form of mental disorder, it is not just because of genes. Environment also contributes a lot to it. Living in Nigeria for a long time, I've really come to experience Nigeria. I've really come to experience the way of life, the government factor, societal factor, environmental factor. Everything comes together to make someone who normally would be a normal person living in another country go crazy. I see so many Nigerians displaying symptoms of bipolar, mania, and because of living in this country, many Nigerians develop some form of mental disorder and they are not even aware of it or are willing to admit it. So I would say yes, there is something mentally wrong with a lot of Nigerians. Then, if I'm going to take it from the other level where it seems like someone is kind of roasting or insulting Nigerians, I would say, hell yes, there is something mentally wrong with Nigerians. Because, for God's sake, when will someone decide that he's going to wake up in the morning and his mission for that day would be to go online, look for an innocent victim, to take their time to fight and roast with that person online, and they can argue with you, they can insult you from morning to night without even getting tired. Their whole day, their whole week, just focus on that topic and just go crazy on that person or this on the slightest little thing they feel that person has done to offend them. How does that sound to you? Like, so yes, I think that's the answer to that question. The answer to that question is a big, very big yes. There's something mentally wrong with a lot of Nigerians. Moving on. Do a lot of people self-diagnose themselves with ADHD? Mm, actually, if you're going to see many Nigerians saying they have, there's not many. So I'll say, if you're going to see any Nigerian say they have ADHD, then that person must have really, really made sure. Really, 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 really made sure. Some Nigerians who are a little bit woke or who are a little bit well read might say, oh, it is not ADHD that makes you forget and act excited. Yeah, I think all of us, we all have it. It doesn't really mean anything. It's nothing. Don't let it get to your head. Don't let it disturb it. You meet Nigerians who might admit that they have ADHD, you must know that person must have been through a whole lot of crazy things. That person's life must have been a terrible pit of darkness for them to admit they have ADHD, because we grow up in a country that does not enable us to have a voice that says we are weak or there's something wrong with us mentally, because anything that's a little bit wrong with you up here, Nigerians are just assume you're crazy. They either assume you're crazy or they either assume you're possessed by the devil or do not say it. So no Nigerian who grew up in Nigeria would want to admit they have ADHD unless they've really suffered because of that condition. We really don't want to admit such. It seems like a sign of weakness. It seems like there's something wrong with you. And in Nigeria, admitting there's something wrong with you is something no Nigerian ever wants to admit. It's not something we want to admit here because you are seen as less than. You're mocked actually. Okay, moving on to the next question. For that gets too gloomy. Oh, autism resources in Nigeria. Basically non-existent. I have a friend who tutors a young kid with autism in Nigeria. I would cancel non-existent and go for very tiny. This kid's parents are wealthy. They are very wealthy. They happen to notice that their kid was special, so they sought other methods to help their kid. They could not get any resource for help for their kid in the environment around us. In this state in Nigeria, there is a non-existent source of help for kids with autism in Nigeria. So she had to source for help outside the state. I think she got a group in Lagos that helped autistic kids. I reached out to my friend because my friend is a children's teacher. She's a Sunday school teacher and she deals so well with kids. She's firm but loving, and she reached out to her and asked her for help. And my friend decided to take on this challenge of helping these kids. So Lagos, communicate with my friend through conference calls, video calls, and then whenever my friend is tutoring these kids, they put on video calls and then they teach my friend and instruct her on what to do through video calls, and my friend is able to learn, then use those methods to help that kid over here in Kano State. So that is basically it. Can't meet with them physically. They are not here in any other state. I think they're only in Lagos, but through video calls and conferencing, they were able to like guide my friend who have never actually dealt with autistic kids before. They were able to guide her and help her. And she had this weekly report she submits to them. She makes videos of her section with this kid and she edits it and she sends it off to them and writes a report too. And that is how they track the kid's progress and track how he's coming along. So that is basically my only experience with help for kids with autism in Nigeria. My uncle had autism. We the kids knew my uncle was different. He was special. But we never knew it was autism. It was until he died later, recalling some of his symptoms and some of what he experienced in life and some of what he went through. As we started reading up on neurodivergent traits and how it could run in the family and everything, we started noticing signs that yes, my uncle might have been autistic, but we did not know, and so he was never helped. Nothing was ever done for him. Unfortunately, his life was cut short because of that. Many people have fallen victim to neurodivergent traits in Nigeria because of the absolute lack of resources to help them in the country. So yeah, next question. Do Nigerians believe in ADHD? I think I've kind of answered that question, right? Like, no. Well, some and no. Nigerians don't want to believe in any type of mental disorder, neurodivergence, neurodiversity. Okay, Nigerians don't want to believe in any form of diversity. The only form of diversity Nigerians want to believe in is ethnic diversity and religious diversity. Other than that, no other diversity interests them. If you ever come out and say you have any form of a different opinion than other Nigerians, or you want something other Nigerians don't consider the norm, you're going to be looked at like that crazy person. You know that look why people give old ladies who raise cats? Yeah, that's the look you will be getting. It's not a fun look, but that's what you'll be getting. Literally. They would look at you like I said before, they're going to offer to take you to a mental hospital. No, 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 they won't offer that. No, no, they won't. They don't believe in that. They're going to take you to church. They are going to assume you've been possessed by the demon spirit, you've been possessed by the devil, or a water spirit, and they are going to take you to church for deliverance. They will organize a family meeting. They're going to pray for you. They're going to give you fasting to fast. And then they're going to call the pastor to pray for you. And then you're going to be delivered. And yeah, so they either think you're crazy and then pray for you, think you're crazy, organize a family intervention for you, or look at you like they look at old ladies raising 50 cats. Yeah, that's the response you're going to get when you talk about ADHD in Nigeria. So, no, they don't believe in it. They don't at all. Keep it to yourself, maybe. Or say it then, be the weird one the rest of your life. Either way, you're gonna go crazy. What improved your mental health the quickest? What helped me improve my mental health the quickest is comedy, laughter. It is what has helped most Nigerians survive in Nigeria. Laughter, comedy. Honestly, Nigerians are going through a lot, and a lot is going through Nigerians. So what has helped most Nigerians the most and what helped me improve my mental health the most is just laughter. If you see a mask where someone is laughing in front, and then when you peel off a layer of that laughing mask, you find a crying face underneath. That is basically how I would describe most Nigerians. We laugh a lot, we smile a lot, we joke a lot. Most of our people here in Nigeria are comedians. I guess it's a fake it till you make it situation. We laugh till we find everything funny now. So if you see most Nigerians laughing over everything, it's a defense mechanism. It's a mask to place over the crime, a defense mechanism to ensure we survive this crazy, crazy jungle we call a country. And when I got panic disorder, I was mostly on YouTube watching comedy videos, watching other creators, and just watching them inspired me and made me feel better. I watched everything from hair making tutorials, makeup tutorials, how to feel better tutorials, how to like I even watched how to ace your interview on YouTube. Like going before my interview, I watched YouTube videos. Before I went out, I watched YouTube videos. Before I learned how to speak, I watched YouTube videos. Like YouTube videos have been there for me a lot. YouTube videos have been my university and they've taught me most of everything I've learned in life. I've learned from YouTube. That is why I decided to be one of those who contributed. Like maybe someday out there someone would see my video and be like, oh, YouTube video contributed to me feeling this, being this, knowing this and that. I wanted to be a part of that. So yeah, one of the quickest way I used to improve my mental health was watching comedy videos, watching tutorials, podcasts on YouTube. Nothing beats that for me. What has been the biggest blow to your mental health recently and how are you doing? I think the biggest blow to my mental health was actually a few days ago. Um, it was realizing that human beings can be the most thoughtless people in the existence of creatures that has ever lived on earth. Like I'm someone who don't hate on others. I don't. A few days ago, a friend of mine had a quarrel in a WhatsApp group as usual. WhatsApp group is a crazy place, guys. It's a crazy place. Nigerian WhatsApp group are absolutely crazy. Why are people so crazy? Why are these people so crazy? Why are my people so crazy? I mean, I love them, but they are so crazy. So they had a fight, and it was about fandom. It's a fandom fight. Really. Being part of fandom has shown me the worst part of human nature and the best part of human nature. And it's so ridiculous how something so simple as someone having a different opinion than yours could result to you calling someone such terrible, terrible names. It did not make sense to me. The part that hate people who think differently from yourself, the part that hate people who are diverse from yourself, it's a very terrible, a very big mistake to make. Never cultivate or let that part of you grow. It was a big blow to me, so I left the group. Like my brain needs space. Sometimes my brain gets to a place where it needs to ghost people for a while. Everything just combined to bring me down, but I'm coming off of it because I've been through worst. I've been through worst and I've healed. I'm going to keep healing because that's what growth is about. Growth is not smooth, it's not painless. Growth is sad, painful, laughter, tears, crying. Growth involves a lot of things, and you know, it's all part of growth. Okay, next question. What massively improved your mental health? I think I've already said this one, but yeah, watching YouTube videos. Always, always. I know people are going to agree there with me because going to the hospital for mental health crisis, what to expect? First of all, if you're ever woke enough in Nigeria to consider going to the hospital for mental health crisis, as you're stepping in through the gate, a very, very long queue. And then when you tell them you are for psych, you're going to be given a number. And then you're going to join a queue. And then you're going to look around you. And what you'll be seeing are people who are basically drug addicts or people who are literally crazy that was carried off from the street by their influential families and brought to see a psychiatrist or a therapist. Even though Nigerians don't believe in therapy or mental health crisis or any of that stuff, there's going to be people who want to try all means. And because of the fact that there are no available resources or provision for mental health crisis in Nigeria, the little that is available is going to be absolutely ridiculously jam packed. It's going to be so crazy that you're going to want to cry. It's going to be so crazy that you're going to regret why you were ever born in that country. It's going to be so crazy that you're going to immediately want to pack your bag and move to another country so you can get better help for your mental health crisis. So yeah, if you're living in Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria and you're going to have a mental health crisis, the first thing I'm going to advise you is learn how to handle it from YouTube videos. So yes, watch creators, psychologists, therapists on YouTube who talk about issues you're facing. Try to see if you can be able to regulate it a bit, then look for help. Because as you're going, in fact, you're going to even be told, oh, the therapist doesn't come in until so day. Yeah, I was told that the first day. I think I went there on a Wednesday or Monday. I don't know. And then I was told, oh, they don't come in until Tuesday. So you have to book an appointment for Tuesday. So yeah, even if you're about to take off your clothes and run into the street naked in Nigeria, you are going to have to come back for an appointment because the psychiatrist or therapist have an appointment day. And if you don't come on that day, you're on your own. Basically, on your own. So get the day right, first of all, before you go have a mental health crisis. Get the day right. Have it on the day he or she is going to be available. Have it on that day. Don't have it on any other day. Why do Nigerian women? Oh, do I have to answer it? Okay, let's try. Why do Nigerian women leave you after being with you for some time and then come back again when they see your success or potential for success? Well, I won't really expand much on this because it doesn't really have much to do with mental health. But what I would say is it's kind of half because Nigerian women are raised in an environment where to them money is everything. Finances, financial success is everything. And when they see you don't have the potential to care for them as a future mate, because honestly, one of the things you're rated on in Nigeria as a potential future husband is your success, your money, and your ability to take care of your wife. If you don't have those, then it's unfortunate. I'm sorry to say that Nigerian men are not going to take you seriously, are not going to think you're ready for marriage, or are not going to go for you because they are raised to believe a man with money is one that can take care of them and their children. A man with money is the ultimate husband material. So if you don't have money, I'm sorry to say, Nigerian women are not raised in an environment to help or cater for their partners. Of course, that is slowly changing. That is changing now. I can say Nigerian men are now like going for men who don't have as much and are ready to settle for them. But I would say still that mentality is prevalent. Even if the woman is working, she still looks to her husband and depends on her husband to provide. It's slowly changing though, but still Nigerian men do have a materialistic mindset. They do still have a materialistic mindset. Even if they are working, even if they are earning money by themselves, they still expect the man to be the carer, to be the giver. And unfortunately, it is because of their environment and how they were raised. I'm not going to say much on that because, yeah. What is the worst thing about being a woman in Nigeria? I'd say the worst thing about being a woman in Nigeria is having men look at you and treat you as if your sole purpose in life is to get married and give birth to children. No matter how educated a Nigerian is, you should still expect that patriarchal sentiment, that societal values instilled in them to come out and ask you, oh, when are you getting married? Or when are you giving birth to children? Oh, oh, you are like your sole purpose in life as a woman is to get married and give birth. And I deal with that every day and it pisses me off. And for me, that is the saddest thing about being a woman in Nigeria because I don't see them asking men that same question. I don't see them bugging men about marriage and children. But I see them doing that to women. Both women and men do that to you in Nigeria. And for me, that's one of the reasons I want to run away and escape from here as fast as I can. Do any Nigerians struggle with mental illness? What do your parents say? We don't tell our parents. Yes, Nigerians struggle a lot with mental illness. A lot. Like, I've had friends on my WhatsApp group who show signs of bipolar, mania, ADHD, different type of mental schizophrenia is there too. I've seen sign of it actually. They've not really been diagnosed because we don't go get diagnosed. They don't get me. I went. I had to try my best because yeah, official diagnosis. But when someone shows out of 10 symptoms for schizophrenia, when someone is exhibiting or getting like 8 symptoms, what does that say? Okay, bipolar disorder. When you ask AI to give you symptoms of bipolar and that, and when you ask your friend, okay, I'll be listing this symptom out, and you'll be saying yes to no if you have them. And then after you finish asking your friend this question, and yes to majority of the questions, what are you supposed to assume? Oh, this person doesn't have bipolar. It's just in their mind. It's just in their brain. I'm not one of those. I don't do that. I encourage people to actually get diagnosed. I encourage people to seek solutions to their mental illnesses. I encourage people to find out more, read more, talk to people on YouTube, talk to creators on YouTube, psychologists on YouTube, therapists on YouTube, talk to them, ask questions, and then seek solutions to your problems because you cannot just see yourself saying yes to most of these symptoms and saying, oh, whatever, it's all in my head, it will pass. It won't pass. Believe me, it won't. But when it comes to telling our parents, we don't. I think I mentioned earlier something about church, deliverance, fasting, and prayer. Yeah, so yeah, we don't. We don't. Maybe when you're out of the country, you can tell them. If you're able to run away to another country, when you're in that country, then you can now tell them. But when you're living with them, staying with them, seeing them, they don't. If you don't want to fast for months on end, and if you don't want to go through a series and round of prayers trying to cast the demon out of you, don't. The only mental illnesses Nigerian parents want to believe in is the one that makes you walk on the streets in rags, eating garbage from the garbage bin. That is the only mental illness they believe in. The only mental illness they believe in is the one that makes you scream running up and down the street like a crazy person who don't know themselves. Nigerians, how is your mental health? What is care in Nigeria like for special needs, neurodivergent children and adults? I would say non-existent because it doesn't really get to people it needs to get to. It gets to the rich, the high class, and basically that's it.
Was why do Nigerians or Africans not understand or care about black consciousness as much as other black people? Raised among black people. Nigerians and Africans were raised among other black people. We don't really think of ourselves as blacks. We think of ourselves as human beings before we think of ourselves as black. So we are more conscious of ethnicity, religious differences, language differences than we are of color, skin color. Like we don't wake up, Nigerians don't wake up in the morning and go to the mirror and go, I am black and I am proud. I know. We we wake up in the morning, we look at ourselves in the mirror, and then we pray, God, let me go out and come back safely. We pray, God, I hope I don't go out and get my phone stolen, or God, I pray I don't get go out and get scammed, or God, I hope I don't go out and maybe somehow or the other I get kidnapped. You know, worry about consciousness because we feel we have so many problems. We have religious diversity, we have ethnic diversity. It causes fight, it causes problems, it causes divide in the country. About it being making us different because we were raised among people like us and we are more conscious of them being different, their ethnicity being different. I'm a mix of different culture, different language. I speak northern language, Hausa, more than my own language, Igbo language. I'm a mix of culture, I'm a mix of languages, I'm a mix of different things. The difference is the fact that my religion is different from their religion. So that creates a divide between us, that creates a difference, and we worry more about that than about not being the same skin color as them. We don't know, we're not really conscious of that. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. We are more conscious of our ethnic differences that creates problem in this country. Worried about that than about other things. So yeah, that's it. Sorry. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've enjoyed making this, and I think I'm going to make more Q&A sections about questions for Nigerians living and experiencing Nigeria. I'm going to make more Q&A section. It was fun. Like, share, and subscribe. Share to other people who have questions for Nigeria. And if you have any more questions for Nigerians, you can also say them down, write them down in the comment section, and I'll do a Q&A section answering them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.